Tonight on LAMATA FR, we shall be discussing the Bus Rapid Transit Extension Project from Mile 12 to Ikorodu, also known as the Lagos BRT. It is a fast-growing system of rapid transportation in Lagos State. Good evening. Welcome to this week's episode of LAMATA FR. I am Obafemi Craig.
And I am Kate Harmony, welcoming you and our studio audience to today's episode of LAMATA Half Hour. We'll be right back after this break.
What's your uncle? That phone ain't cheap. Check me land with the
Yes, care. When I be out, you go take.
That's one cost. Ticket na 17 naira for more daughter.
That number of people are not sharp. With my new Lagos Connect card, now as little as 25 naira we go pay. Lagos Connect card that is new payment method from LAMATA for people who sabi better. It's easy to use. Just waka go any BLT or BFS bus stop. Get and load your card with at least 20 naira. Tap your card on the block machine inside the bus when you enter and come out. Or party, BLT or BFS go charge you chicken money when you not go reach normal ticket money.
Wait, make I quickly go top up. Me too, I want sharp like you.
LAMATA, think transport.
These are the news highlights. The Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, has appealed to motorists using Wemco Road to exercise caution while using the road. Two projects, the installation of underground drainage system and rehabilitation and upgrade of the roads, are currently being implemented by LAMATA. A statement by LAMATA said the two contractors working on the road have agreed to uphold international best practice, hence they will ensure that traffic delay was minimized. The Bus Rapid Transit BRT lanes will soon be converted from asphalt to concrete surface to withstand the heavy hours loads of the BRT buses. The first phase of the project from Mile 12 to Anthony is expected to start very soon. During this period of rehabilitation of the BRT lanes, the buses will share the main corridor with other traffic. LAMATA has therefore enjoined users of the road to drive with care and exercise a lot of restraint. It urged road users to give priority to the BRT buses. LAMATA urges the public to report any misbehavior on the BRT corridor by calling 01-280-5000 or send text messages to 0703-004-0003 or send an email to info@lamata-ng.com. That's the news.
This week, we went on the move to the BRT extension project at Ikorodu, where road expansion along that corridor is taking place. LAMATA has given this road a facelift. Let's go on the move. When the operation of the Bus Rapid Transit BRT system commenced from Mile 12 to CMS in 2008, many Lagosians embraced the transport system because of many advantages it offered, such that the earlier projection of 60,000 trips per day, which has tripled to more than 220,000 trips per day. In the last 5 years, the Mile 12 to CMS has moved over 250 million passengers, a feat made possible through the regulatory watch of the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA. On the Move also visited the precast yard of China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, CCECC, where concrete elements for drainage, streetlights and retaining walls are fabricated. The extensive work will have the corridors replaced with asphalt surface. Work is seriously going on. By design, the BRT will operate in the middle of the Mile 12 to Ikorodu town expanded road to give the operation a feel of a rail system moving within its track unaffected by other traffic. The last time we visited the BRT extension project from Mile 12 to Ikorodu by LAMATA through the Lagos State government, we realized that there's been a substantial progress on the project. And right here at the CCECC Precast and Material Testing Yard, we can see this is where the molding takes place, the molding of the retaining walls, the molding of the concrete drains, and of course the beams for the bridges. The project is on course and realizing the dream of 2014 is in view. I am Kate Harmony for On the Move. And over to you, Craig.
To give us an update on the BRT extension project is Femi Fayombo, a chartered civil engineer with several years of experience as a project manager. He's currently the senior specialist infrastructure LAMATA, and of course, the project manager supervising the Bus Rapid Transit Extension project from Mile 12 to Ikorodu. Our guest today, Femi Fayombo.
Thank you very much.
It's been about a year since the widening of the Mile 12 to Ikorodu and the construction of the Bus Rapid Transit Extension to Ikorodu started. What significant milestone has been attained in the project?
Thank you once again. Yes, the project started about 12, 13 months ago, and it's been, I must say, it's going pretty well at this time. In terms of the milestone we've achieved, the initial thing was to get the right-of-way secured. The right-of-way, I mean the limit, the construction limits. So through the assistance of the Ministry of Physical Planning, we got that achieved by removing all structures within the new construction alignment. So we got that done, and we are now, after that, we now went to the stage of relocation of utilities. With that, I mean PHCN, water utilities, telecommunication utilities. They were all within this right-of-way initially. But after the right-of-way was achieved, that means moving everything backwards. So we now moved all the utilities and we moved them backwards to allow for the new space for widening of the road. Presently now, in terms of work plan, the earthworks, the compaction, we are doing well. In terms of bridges, yes, we have several water bodies along the corridor. We have lots of bridges. At this moment, we have achieved over 50% in terms of delivering the substructure. That means working from the foundation of the bridges. We have delivered that now. We are now completing the upper part of the bridges. We have done almost all culvert extensions because we have lots of culverts too. So we have to extend all these culverts in anticipation of the additional lanes. So now we have even achieved sectional diversion of traffic.
What do you mean by sectional diversion of traffic?
If you know that corridor very well, between Owode Oniri section, we've diverted traffic from the former roadway to the new roadway. So we plan that about January, February, the additional lane, the widening of the roads will have been completed, and all traffic will be moved to the new roads. So now we are doing the sectional diversion of traffic, diverting traffic from the existing to the new in some areas. In some areas, we are still using the old roadway. But ultimately, we are going to divert traffic to the new lanes when we now walk in the inside lanes.
By design, the BRT should operate at the middle of the road. My question is why, and how is it different from the one that runs from Mile 12 to CMS?
Yes, the Mile 12 to CMS BRT that currently operates is what we call the bilateral BRT operation, because there is service road in that section, and the road width is wide. So it runs on the outside, and there is still service road. And there are few disruptions to the operation of the BRT because it's the middle and there's service road. In the Mile 12 to Ikorodu extension, the road width is constrained. And what I mean by that is that we have 2 lanes on either side of the road. So where do you put the BRT? To put the BRT there, you have to construct additional lanes to make it like the Mile 12 CMS in order to put the BRT in that way, to make it the same way as bilateral. So with this study, it was found out that the median running BRT is better for that corridor. Because more so, there are several right turnings, local access along the road. As you go, people are turning up and down. So if you put BRT there, with the turning it, there will be disruption to the BRT operation. So it's better to have it in the middle, and you still manage the traffic. But the other one, even in addition to that, there are several benefits. that this median operation has over the bilateral. In that, I mean operational benefits, physical benefits,
Okay.
the user interface, even in terms of finance. It will cost about 20% more to operate buses on the My 12 to CMS
Okay.
than the My 12 to Ikorodu. That means the bilateral is more expensive to operate.
Really?
Yes, it's more expensive to operate than the median running BRT.
Wow. Okay, so we also understand that the other components of the BRT extension has been awarded. What, for the benefits of our stakeholders, our viewers, could you tell us the components of this project?
Yes, for a full bus service to be operated the way we plan it,
Okay.
several components have to be built at one stage or the other. Right now, we are building the roadway, we're expanding the road. About now, we have additional construction that are being awarded at this time. The bus depot, I think it's just been awarded at this time.
Okay.
The bus depot is part of the components to have the full BRT in place. Okay. And the bus depot is is where the buses are going to be stored, they're going to be maintained, they're going to be parked, they're going to be fueled. The operations of the BRT will actually be planned from the bus depot. Okay. So the construction of this will start early 2014, now that we are advanced a lot on the road works, yeah. Because everything is planned to be delivered at the same time. Also, along the corridor, we have bus stations at different locations. Now they're about awarding the pedestrian bridges. Okay. So the pedestrian bridges are to allow people to have access to the BRT stations. Okay. Don't forget, it runs in the middle. And for a responsible government, people's safety, passenger safety is key. So people will have to come from the other side of the road, and they have to come down to the pedestrian bridges to access the stations. Okay. And in these pedestrian bridges, we have the steps, we have the ramps to take care of the physically challenged.
Recently, the gridlock experience on this corridor is really distressing, and we want to know the root causes and what LAMATA is really doing to alleviate the situation for the people.
Yes, thank you for that. The gridlock, part of them are expected, part of them are not expected.
How do you mean expected?
Yes.
Not expected.
This is a construction zone. The road is a 2-lane dual carriageway, and that's the only link from the mainland to Ikorodu. Okay. So everybody, construction has to go on, people have to move. Yeah. So we just have to manage it. But in terms of doing that, people need to be more understanding in this regard. The government is very responsible. I want to play Lagosians to understand in this regard. Because there are several reasons why you have those gridlocks. We have the issues of cart pushers on the roadway, construction lanes or the existing lane. Lots of them, they just move in droves and they take one lane, some of them, against traffic. We have the activities of the commercial buses. Illegal parking, stopping of passengers and dropping off and picking up passengers. You have the activities of traders. If you go towards Ikorodu now, you see construction zone fully delineated, but you see people encroaching upon it and doing trading on it. So, and we pray for, we don't pray for eventualities, because you have heavy equipment moving here and there, and people see construction zone and they still, take the risk of putting their wares within that zone. So we have to manage we are contending with all these issues daily.
It's really a huge project, and it should end by projection by the end of 2014. And we have 13 months left. How achievable is this?
Yes, I must say, at this level of construction, we are fairly in a good position to say we are going to meet that target. Mind you, when you start a project of this magnitude in an urban area of Ikorodu, where everywhere is constrained, managing traffic, managing everything, and getting the right-of-way issue, a little bit delayed before it was achieved. Okay. We are still optimistic. And don't mind you, the rains is just receding at this moment. So we've had some months of, difficult time working, which is part of project. It's all planned. We are still in a comfortable position to say by end of next year, we'll be able to deliver the project.
We still have engineer Femi Fayomba with us in the studio, and he's been giving us updates on the current BRT extension project from Mile 12 to Ikorodu. We have many more for you after this break.
Basically, what LAMATA does is to coordinate public transportation in Lagos State, and we came up with a transport master plan.
Developed together with the World Bank, the objective of this plan is finding long-lasting solutions for the problem of transportation in Lagos. Currently under its first steps of development, the plan has already proven itself a big success, dramatically increasing the connectivity in a city in continuous expansion and enjoying an unparalleled demographic and economic growth.
Our responsibility is to ensure that we provide the necessary infrastructure to meet the growth, to improve the quality of life, to improve the standard of living, and to make Lagos a vibrant and livable city in years to come.
LAMATA, think transport.
We say commonly that when you think transport, you think LAMATA. Conversely, when you think LAMATA, you think transport. And that is the connecting point with the people that are essentially key in the transportation business in Lagos, where, of course, LAMATA becomes very relevant. And that's why our studio audience here, as Lagosians, are here to take comments, questions, so that we can really understand how they understand our operations in the bus rapid transit business. Are you all ready? Yes. A pleasure to have you here with us. So we'll take the questions. Who's coming first? Who takes the questions here?
You said on my 12 to Ikorodu Road, there will not be service lane. And I think that designing a service lane on an express, the purpose is, it is to achieve a specific purpose. Now, not having a service lane on Ikorodu, my 12 now, with that purpose of service lane not being jeopardized?
I'm sure in terms of my explanation, I said my 12 to Ikorodu is a 2-lane dual carriage road, 2-lane going, 2-lane coming, making 4 lanes. My 12 to CMS, or my 12 to Fadeyi, is 5 lanes going, 5 lanes coming. 3 lanes in the middle, 2-lane service road. The difference is that my 12 to Ikorodu is a little bit constrained because you don't have 5 lanes there. The road width is not as wide as that one. But I'm not saying we don't. The service road we have now is that we have, when we are going to do additional 2 lanes. So everything will make 6 lanes. BRT will take the innermost lanes. So we still have 4 lanes left. So what I'm saying is that the service road, so to say, between my 12 to Ikorodu are the other 2 lanes that are outside. But you don't have like a central divider, 3 lanes, another divider, 2 lanes, like my 12 to CMS. That's the difference.
Please, I know that LAMATA are doing very well in terms of road extension and BRT transportation. Please, can this be extended to Ajah-Ekpe Expressway? Because we don't have the BRT walkway along that area.
The way it's going to be done is that BRT will be connected in phases. Now we are doing extension to Ikorodu. With that, we are extending the BRT network. My 12 to CMS is 22 kilometers. Ikorodu to my 12 is about 13.5 kilometers. After completion, we are going to have about 35, 36 kilometers of BRT network. In subsequent years, BRT will be extended to other routes. My 12 in the Ajah corridor, you said, right now I know Lagos State government is implementing a bus service there. Mind you, every road cannot have BRT, but you can still have BRT or bus reform where the lane can be marked and buses can run on it.
Like over time now, we know one of the problems in development in this part of the country is maintenance. After the project and even when the project is on, what are the plans you have to maintain this project?
The BRT we are constructing now, after the completion of this road, the contractor will be on board for another 1 year to ensure maintenance, which we call it defect liability period. Anywhere the road fails or develop problem, they are going to go back there to fix it at no cost to the government. And after that runs out, and a maintenance agreement will be reached with a contractor to tidy up the road as at when due. But mind you, a new road should not really have any major issue in the next few years. So we are believing that with all the quality control being put in place and the deferred liability period that will be enforced after the project, My 12 to Ikorodu corridor will be smooth ride for Ikorodu inhabitants and Lagosians at large.
I want to know, is there a kind of training for these BRT drivers? Because you find out that so many of them drive recklessly.
Emanuela, in responding to your question, as I said earlier, drivers training and retraining is reoccurring. It's a recurrent issue that we have put on board, and we continue to ensure that the operator will always train their drivers.
So with that, we conclude the question time with our studio audience, and Kate is still there to continue with the program.
Thank you so much, Craig. And we have more questions for you from our Facebook page. It's more like a cry for help from Ogundikbe Oluwashin Olami. He says, do something about Agric and Owode. Those places are paying craters. Please, urgently.
Thank you, Mr. Ogundikbe. Your point is taken. The team will go back and look at Agric again. Agric is an area, I must tell you, needs constant attention, because there are so many issues around Agric. There are trading in Agric, there are turning points around Agric, and even Owode. So Owode, we are almost surmounting that, but work is now progressing around Agric. So attention should be paid to Agric daily. So your point is taken, and in the coming days, you will see an improvement. Thank you.
We'd like to thank you for being a part of the show, but at this point, we'll need your parting words for our live audience and, of course, for our viewers at home.
Thank you once again. Right now, I want to appreciate Lagosians, residents of Ikorodu, and I want to say that the government is responsive. The government is committed to deliver this project in 2014. I want to plead for more time, more understanding in this regard. And I also want to appeal to drivers that are in the habit of driving against traffic, that very soon the government is coming to enforce the traffic laws. The government will put in an enforcement team to crack down on all these illegal acts, and people that are trading within the construction zone. All these are illegal. Please desist from it and understand with the government that this project is being put to alleviate sufferings in terms of public transportation. Please understand with the government, and very soon the project will be delivered.
So we'll take a break at this point. We'll be right back after this timeout.
We enjoyed bringing this episode of LAMATA Half Hour to you. The dream of LAMATA is to make all Lagos roads a reference point.
And we say big thank you to our studio audience and viewers at home for being part of this week's episode of LAMATA Half Hour. LAMATA's long-term goal is to make public transportation affordable, rapid, and accessible to all in Lagos State. If you want to be part of our studio audience, please send your details to 0703 004 0003 or go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/LAMATANG, and of course, paste your comments and questions and keep them coming in. And if you want more information on LAMATA, please visit our website, lamata-ng.com. And of course, our studio audience will be taking home with them today a loaded Lagos Connect card. And this is where we draw the curtain on this episode. Till next week.
LAMATA.
Think transport.
Eko Akete, Lagos, my home. With LAMATA, Lagos is changing for the best. BRT lanes, modern rail lines.